It's an afternoon, or it's afternoon. Good afternoon to everybody. I'm here with Jeff Pone. Um,
Good,
and
good day, Mr. Siskind.
yeah, thank you.
hmm
And I think Jeff has some news to share.
yes, it may sound like bad news, but I'm not sure it is. Let me set it up. 7 years ago, as a result of ageism and other problems I had with the film business culture, um, and I've been experiencing it for over 10 years at the time, I left show business. I transitioned from screenwriter to novelist. I'm in the middle of my fourth book. It is a complete joy for me to write these novels without a producer looking over my shoulder, along with his wife, children, and pets, who all seem to have notes for me. Um, and it's a joy, but it's not lucrative. It's very much harder than I thought it would be to sell books. So I realized that I had to supplement my earnings that I would get from my books, and I found a job that's been extremely fulfilling. And the job is the title of the job is peer support specialist, and this is for bipolar sufferers. And when I was 17, I was put into a mental hospital for 8 months and diagnosed as manic depressive, which is now called bipolar. And over the year, I still have it, I'll always have it, but over the years, I found many ways to be able to lead a completely comfortable, functional life with bipolar disorder. And so I have been I drive to this place, it's close by, and all day long I work either one-on-one or conducting groups with bipolar sufferers. And it's been remarkable in many ways, including watching people improve, watching people hear solutions they didn't know before, and showing really remarkable improvement, and it's very fulfilling for me. Um, 2 days ago, I was fired from that job. When I was called in to the head of the place, I was almost certain I would get a promotion. I was getting a promotion because um, I'm not the most humble guy in the world, and I will tell you, I believe I was the most effective and in demand peer support specialist there. The clients used to clamor for me to work with me, and I wasn't doing this intentionally, but I apparently rubbed a lot of the other staff members' noses the wrong way. And so when I went in, the guy said, very matter of factly, we're going to have to let you go. And I said, what? And he said, yes, staff members overheard you saying disparaging things about your direct boss, who is a woman who hates white people and men and had been like a woodpecker pecking away at me the whole time I'd been there. And I'd only treated her respectfully. I did complain to the main guy and I said, this is abuse. I mean, I love the job, but I don't know how. So I was on the verge of quitting many times. Anyway, um, my strong feeling, a supposition, I guess you'd call it, is that this is related to age. I was by far the oldest staff member there. Okay. Um, and so I'm back to looking for jobs again. At my age, it's hard to find a job. I feel sadness and loss, mainly because of the relationships I developed with clients. They were very intimate and I cared about them. And it was amazing to watch. I mean, a 70-year-old guy who had been essentially paralyzed, not physically, uh, he walked in one day, a few months after and I'm not saying this is my work, but he walked in and announced that he graduated from high school, 7 years old. And the whole place gave him a standing ovation. This was very moving. And then now he's enrolled in college and is going to college. I see these things happen every day. The idea that I might be a small part of the engine, whatever, that got them moving again and finding solutions to problems they had for years, is again a great feeling of not a feeling I can have anymore. But I also see this oddly, and maybe these are through rose-colored glasses. I see it as an opportunity. I see it as the boss of this place, doing something I couldn't do, freeing myself. The pay was never great, but it wasn't never about money. Uh, I just needed a little to supplement book earnings. So, you know, so that is what you were referring to.
Yeah.
I,
Well,
I got fired, and my spirits are very high. Oddly, mixed emotions.
okay, let me make a couple of quick comments on that
Sure.
first. First, I'm almost 10 years older than you. And I think that what happened, I think certainly your age is part of it. It's just wait till you get to where I'm at, and you'll see what can really happen. But one of the main things is for people who are getting older, is you have to realize that this kind of thing is going to happen and that it's a big change. It's not like anything that's happened, at least in my life in the past.
Mine neither.
Yeah, that this kind of thing is a fundamental change in how the world looks at you and how you look at yourself.
It's a profoundly uh, slap in the face.
Yeah, that
Profound
you
slap in the face. And but what it is, as you were just described, it's reality.
right.
So
It's
my
reality.
job is to accept reality, and if I want to, which I do, find ways to stay in the game.
That's right.
Because I
And
love nothing more than creating something out of nothing, than
yeah,
being
yeah, but it sounds like that's the right attitude, that you've got to realize that everything is going to change. That not only, your workplace situation, your uh, your body's going to change, your mind is going to change, and you really have to try to recognize that and then work around that. But it's
right.
going to happen. And if you don't accept it, then it's going to be much worse.
It'll crush you. You will crush you.
Yes,
Yeah.
because and one of the things that I think is very true is that I mean it's kind of a funny thing, is that if you try to act, or especially if you try to dress like a young person, that it only makes you seem older, and because everybody's gonna know what the story is.
And Mitch, when I was 50, and for a couple years, I'd been feeling the effects of ageism, although it was never overt,
Right,
but I really felt it. Uh, I thought about, and I mean, I thought about dyeing my hair.
right.
I thought about
Yeah,
getting contact lenses, thinking the glasses gave me away.
yeah,
Tried dressing hipper.
right,
I tried filling the backgrounds for when I had Zoom meetings
yeah,
with, hip,
right,
youngish objects.
right,
And it was hard for me to accept the idea that um, my job was a screenwriter, and I didn't think that my age or how I looked could adversely affect me because I was behind the camera.
Sure.
But it did. It absolutely did. And I fought it and I tried to deal with it. And, in the end, I just made the decision, I'm done.
That's right.
I'm
It-
done.
yeah.
And and I had a lot of resentment toward the business itself, towards the producers and agents and the people in it who used to find funky and, not so delicate ways of pointing out to me that I was essentially Methuselah.
Yeah.
So, um,
Well, you're heading in the right. I mean, I don't want to say you're heading in the right direction because you're heading in the only direction. And the question is, but it sounds like you've got the right approach, is that you must make an adjustment and or a lot of adjustments because those things are going to happen, and you got to adjust. So, and it's my personal aspiration is I want to get to 85 and after I get to 85
all
I'll
bets are off.
after I'm 85 it's over. It's right. I mean, I'm not gonna, but between now and 85 I feel like it's like in the last 2 minutes of the football game that you've got to play better than you did in the past, and that the rules have changed. You can't make a challenge against it, just like in football. So, that's how I feel about it. I'm not always able to live up to it.
Well,
But,
Mitch, I have to
yeah,
say that, we've known each other for 55 years.
right,
Uh, you and your mind
right.
seem more alive than ever.
Yeah,
You're articulate, you have thoughts, you think, you're creative, you express yourself. I mean, all of that is going on. And
right.
uh, that even makes sometimes accepting the reality even more difficult. I mean, Mitch, I'll tell you, I've never felt more creative,
That's right.
never had more creative energy. I believe my writing is better than it ever has been. And I, like you, I simply plan to continue doing
Yeah.
it
Well,
until it's clear that I
see, but
don't have enough
that,
faculties.
that's great because that's really what people like us have to do. Because like I apply for jobs every day on Indeed and stuff online,
Yeah,
never hear from anybody. And the only thing that I can do, and that you're doing as well, is try to be a creative person. And that's what we've got to do.
right. And practically speaking,
Right.
my experience, maybe not everyone's, my experience has been that all of the time I've attempted to find jobs online with various different agencies or uh, sites or whatever has been a total waste of time.
Right.
Total.
Right.
What I've discovered, I mean, again, just me, uh, is that the best opportunities I find are via connections. People I know who might be uh, leading lives that are more social than mine,
Right.
who are power type people, who have relationships, who, when I'm honest with them about what my reality is, they open doors.
That's right.
I walk through the doors.
Yeah, that's what you have to do.
And I feel like on Zoom meetings, which is usually how the introductions happen, I feel like I represent myself really well.
Yeah.
And a number of these wind up being paths that lead to nothing other than a contact. And I even say to the people when nothing comes of it, would it be okay if I got back to you in 3 months or 6 months?
Right.
We say yes. But it's also led to some really wonderful connections and terrific work.
Right.
But I just am not willing anymore. I don't know if you'd experience it, but the older I get, the more precious my time is.
Right.
And I'm simply not willing to waste it. You can't always know you're wasting it until you waste it. But
Right.
once I know I've wasted it, I don't go down that path anymore.
That's right. And you have to. I mean, because I've had job interviews that were perfect, where I thought they were gonna, perfect job interview. I was perfect for the job. I couldn't have been better. And they said, yeah, you're really great. We're great meeting you, and and then I didn't get the job, and the reason was, and I don't blame anybody. They don't know, how long I'm going to be there. They don't know, and that's what it was, and I have to accept it. So I'm trying to accept it, and like yourself, you be a creative person and you make yourself available to the world and see what happens.
Well, and Mitch, I have to tell you that a very valuable cautionary tale for me has been uh, watching many contemporaries of mine, approximately my age, just giving up
Oh, absolutely.
in the film business and outside of the film business.
Right.
They become sedentary and depressed. They become hopeless. They put on tons of weight. Um, and, you know, and I got to tell you, I'm sick of talking my fat, lazy friends off the ledge,
Yeah.
down from the ledge.
Well,
I mean, and I try to be helpful. I try to inspire. I try sharing my own experience rather than saying, this is what you should do, buddy. And it hardly ever works because these guys, and it's mostly men, have simply given up.
yeah.
I don't blame them and I don't judge them because
Right.
I think I was very close to just giving up a number of times.
Right.
Something in me, I do not know what it is, refused to take that route. You know,
Well, I definitely see that. And, like the reason I have a friend from high school and she got a diagnosis of ovarian cancer. And she went into treatment and so forth, and they gave her a couple years. They said you'll live a couple years,
yeah.
and now it's been over 10 years,
Wow.
and she said she went to the doctor, and the doctor said, your cancer's back again, and this is a third time, and you can do treatment or you can not do treatment depending on what you want. And she said, "Well, what will happen if I do the treatment?" And the doctor said, "Well, my belief and my hope is," she said, "I can get you to 85." So, so at first she said, I'm not going to do it, but then
What
she
did she decide in the end?
then she decided to do it.
Okay.
So so that's great, but the fact that there's something that really hit me. There was something about 85 that that and of course you can be frightened because it's going to come pretty quickly, but at the same time you gotta take what's there for you, and we'll see. I
Yeah.
uh, I
Well,
feel
all I can tell you, Mitch, is you are alive and kicking.
yeah,
I think I'm alive and kicking.
definitely.
Will keep kicking and I will keep screaming and I
That's
will
right.
keep creating until I creativity.
See, yeah, but that's great. That's the right attitude.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. I mean, it's great. I don't know what else to say about it. It's very rough, but it's also great, and you got to make the best out of it. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, um, I mean, I'm finding aging physically to be a bitch,
Yeah.
not internally,
No,
but also a
physically.
lot of future fear and a lot of worry and all that. And I hope I don't sound like an old fogey screaming, "Get off my lawn." You know what I mean? I, I, I mean, when I speak to my contemporaries, health and age has become the main topic of conversation.
That's right.
And 10 years ago, I never thought about it. I never talked about it. It wasn't
Right.
an issue. Nobody my age brought it up. And now, it's 85% of our conversations. And you can't ignore that.
Well, that
Top of mind.
Mario Puzo, Joseph Heller, who wrote Catch-22, and a guy named there's one other guy, I can't think of his name, but they had a breakfast meeting like a couple times a week. They would have, and the one rule that they had was that you can't talk about doctors or illness or anything about ourselves or about anybody.
That's
Any,
great.
and then you got to find something to talk about. Because believe me, it really gets to be where that is the only thing people, I don't know if they want to talk about it, but that's what they talk about.
Well, luckily, you and I, Mitch, have had conversations for 55 years.
Right,
And our conversations, at least until very recently, haven't been at all about
right,
doctors and health. And in
right,
fact, we talk, we have long conversations about sports,
right.
Chicago sports. And
Well, yeah,
I think you and I are going to be doing very soon, uh, a video
right.
on Chicago sports.
That's right. We can have a video where we're going to talk about Chicago sports, and then hopefully that will expand in a natural way to other topics for a
Yeah,
while, and then come back to it. But that's a great thing to talk about.
yeah,
Not only can you talk about it realistically, but also metaphorically,
yeah,
because
absolutely.
yeah,
And I can't wait to opine on my assessment of the Chicago Bears college draft 2 days ago or yesterday.
right.
And I think it was extremely mixed.
Okay, well, just tell me quickly because this is going to run out in a minute. But do you feel that they made a positive move, or do you feel it was negative? It's
Their
mixed.
first pick,
Yeah,
which was all the way 20 late in the round, 25th pick of all
yeah,
the players, they picked a stud, a guy named Dylan Theinman or Thieneman,
yeah. He's a safety.
safety out of Oregon, and
Uh,
he was going to be a star.
yeah,
The problem with the Bears is they had no rush last year. They couldn't rush the quarterback, and they haven't signed a free agent, meaning they needed to find in the college draft a terrific edge or defensive tackle, the guys who rush the quarterback. They didn't get any.
yeah. I thought they were going to take the guy from Auburn, but
No,
they
he
didn't.
got scooped up before they drafted.
Yeah, they didn't get him.
The Bears could have gotten him.
Right,
But this guy, Dylan Theinman, was supposed to go much earlier. And teams kept passing on him. And so when it came to the 25th pick, even though the Bears needed
right,
a defensive lineman, they couldn't pass this guy up.
right.
And I thought that was a very good choice. But
Yeah.
now what will happen with the Bears, and we don't need to talk about this much more. They have got to now spend a ton of money signing probably an aging star defensive lineman.
Well, I think they will. I think
They will.
the guy from Cleveland they were going to get, but
Miles Garrett,
yeah, they talked about that.
he's 33.
Right, but
Old,
they need somebody.
well, they're going to get one of those guys, and there's a bunch of them.
Right,
But they're on the downside of their career.
right, right.
Anyway, we'll see what happens. But
Well, again, it's an opportunity for an old football player to
hey
go.
man, got to support that.
You got to support that. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right, this is good. So I'm going to call you. We'll talk about
All
next.
right. Thanks a lot. It's been a pleasure. Have a lovely day.
All right. Bye bye.